Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start with the revision work of history, chapter number 9, Women and Reform. In this chapter, we are going to revise about the problems faced by the women in the past and how the reformers brought the changes in the status of women in the society. So let's start the revision work.
As we all know that from during the British rule, Indian society suffered from various ills. The main from that is the indifferent attitude of the society towards the women. Women have always been seen from a different attitude. Always they are always being discriminated in the society. So the women had to face many difficulties. What are they? Lower status of the women. Women had never been permitted to live independently. So the women was never allowed to live independently. She was always considered as inferior to man. Women had never been given the same status as the man had. Okay, they were never been, the society had never taken them as equal to man. Okay, she has been considered as a burden on the parents, then she is dependent on her husband, then in the older age on her son. So that is why the women never got the equal opportunity or status in the society. Then the female infanticide. At the time of the birth of a girl, the people thinks that she is a burden to the family, so they never get happy. So at the time of the birth, the girl child is killed. Okay, so this is known as female infanticide, killing of a girl child at the time of birth. Then neglect of female education. Females were never allowed to get education. Why? Because people used to think that uh, when the girl will start getting education or will start moving out of the house, she will going to um, she will not going to take interest in the household work. She'll be more open to the outside world. She'll going to learn all the bad habits from the society, and she'll going to forget her responsibilities. That's why she has never been permitted to get education in the past. Then the dowry system. Marriage of a girl was almost impossible without a suitable dowry. So if a poor girl is there, and if her parents want to get her married, then they had to give a huge amount of dowry in her marriage. That is monetary gifts or the gifts. Okay, not this is not only with the poor family girls, but this happens with almost all the girls. So the absence of independent status. Women had never been given any status, independent status. A woman without a husband had a lower status in the society. Okay, then the child marriage. Children were married at a very young age. In the villages, the children get married at a very early age. Now the next is no permission for widow remarriage. Once the woman gets widow, she was not allowed to get remarried. And after getting widow, she was neglected by the family and even by the society. Next is the sati system. What was sati system? Widow burns herself on the death pyre of her husband. At the time of cremation, she burns herself along with the dead body of her husband. Okay, no right of a Hindu woman to inherit property. Hindu women were having no right on the property of her parents. Sad plight of Muslim women. Muslim women had led a more miserable life compared to the Hindu women's. Why so? Because in Muslims the divorce is very much easy, and even in Muslims there is a system of polygamy, means having more than one wife or getting married more than once. Okay, so that's why they lead a very miserable life. Then the exception to the general pattern. Children, there are many women who came forward and fought for the rights of women or for herself. For example, Rani Lakshmi Bai. Okay, now last one, excess on the working women. Women worked on the fields along with the husband, and even they worked more, like weaving or sewing. All these works also women does at home along with the household work, just to help in the family income, but her work is not much counted. Okay, so I hope these 12 points are clear to you. These 12 points are the disabilities from which the women suffered. Now the next one is, now the next topic is why so many reformers focused on the women's question. Now who are the reformers? Reformers are the ones who brings positive changes in the society, who wants to remove the evil practices from the society. So the reformers felt nothing can be done to remove evil practices till mothers were illiterate. See, till the time we are not aware about ourselves, aware about our rights, we cannot stop anyone from doing something wrong to us. Okay. So similarly here the reformers said that till the time the mothers are not educated, the evil practices will continue. Okay, once they will be educated, they're going to fight back for their rights. If the position of women was improved, the other evils could not stand for long. Now once we start fighting for our rights, we raise our voice against something wrong which is happening around us, then definitely we're going to bring the positive changes. Similarly, when women will be educated and they will going to stop the bad practices against them, then definitely the position of women will also improve and the evils will also stop. Now, if liberty is an important pillar of democracy, so is equality. Now, as liberty, freedom is an important pillar of a democracy, similarly Equality is. Try to give equal status to women in every field by improving their lots. See, reformers tried hard to bring the women's equal in the society to the man, and they tried to improve their status also. Okay, so now the next is, the work of different reformers. We are going to revise about them. Work of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He removed the evil practice of sati. He worked in the favor of widow remarriage. He improved the status of women by demanding the right of inheritance to property. He was against the practice of polygamy. Okay, so what he did? He removed the evil practice of sati. He was in the favor of widow remarriage. He demanded the right of inheritance to property, and he was against the polygamy. Okay, now the work of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. He demanded a ban on Parda system. Then he again demanded a ban of polygamy among the Muslims, and he advocated education for Muslim women. He promoted the education for Muslim women. The next is results of the reform work done by social reformers. Now, whatever they had done towards the upliftment of women. So, what was the result of their work? Educational institutions were opened. धीरे धीरे education institutes खुलने लग गए for especially for women's. Then polygamy was looked down. Polygamy को लोग धीरे धीरे छोड़ने लग गए उस practice को. Widow remarriage start हो गई. Sati and child marriage was completely banned, and even women got the right to vote and to get elect in the elections. Then equal right to inherit the parental property was given. And finally, she got the right in the property of her parents. Okay, now the next is efforts made by the government for gender equality. See, by after the efforts made by the reformers, government had also done a lot for the upliftment of women. They had given the equal rights to vote to women. They declared dowry as illegal. Now the women had given the right to share to have a share in parental property, and women's have even got the right to get education. So all these rights are being given by the government for the upliftment of women. So children, that's all for today. Hope you have understood. If you find any problem, please do ask me. Now it's time for your revision questions. So today in revision, you have to answer the following questions. Question number 1, mention the different reasons the people had not sending girls to school. Question number 2, which steps were taken by the government for the upliftment of women? Question number 3, why did reformers focus on the condition of women? Discuss. Question number 4, define divorce, polygamy and dowry system. Children, learn the answers and then write in your revision work, and after completing your work, please send it to me. Okay? Thank you.